There's some things that have happened in her life, not necessarily all positive, but she is moving forward, so we'll see. Music is spilling out from the clubs and restaurants I pass on the way back to my car. Mostly jazz, zydeco, and country. There are even musicians in the street. They are extremely talented. Something about the vibe of the street party makes me forget about being tired and going to my car and getting moved. It's hard to walk through these streets without feeling a desire to shake my booty. Street vendors are selling porches and others are selling miscellaneous souvenirs. My imagination being on overdrive makes me wonder if they are voodoo-related items or perhaps the key ingredients to a spell you could cast on someone. Perhaps they could give me a spell to help me forget the pain and misery my life has been in. The reality is they are likely selling knockoff tourist items, probably source them overseas and sell them as authentic. There are hawkers trying to draw people into their clubs. One interesting fellow is dressed in an old black suit with his face painted like a Dia de los Muertos skull. He isn't yelling to get the attention of people walking by. He isn't flattering ugly women to gain their attention. No, he's quiet. He's dancing to the music coming from the club. I watch him for what seems like an eternity. He never tires or seems exhausted by his dance. Peeking in the doors of the club, I see the sway of the crowd inside. Their movement is curious, like a single consciousness moving through all of them. The music they are dancing to is hypnotic. Without a thought or even a decision crossing my mind, I start moving towards the entrance as if my body has no power to walk away. It pulls at me from the center of my being and I need to be a part of it. I immediately blend in with the crowd and find myself surrounded with people I've never seen. Yet somehow we are sharing this moment together. We sway and sometimes spin. Hands grab for me and either support me from spinning out of control or just steady me in this way. When the song changes, everyone makes their way to the tables and bars lining the edges of the dance floor. I feel cold and abandoned without the others. Swallowing my disappointment that this furious moment is over, I make my way to the bar, order a beer, and settle into a table and watch the crowd. It is sweaty for November, but I suspect that it has more to do with the dancing and alcohol than the liquor. The server is a kind young man. I make quick friends and ask him to keep the beers coming. He nods and does a great job keeping me with a new one as needed. Men and women both smile or nod as they walk by my table to the dance floor. After several beers, I swallow my regret and apprehension and join the new flow of people to the dance floor. The music has slowed and is even more hypnotic than before. I close my eyes and give myself over to the music. A pair of strong arms slides around my waist from behind, and a body begins to sway with me. At first, panic wells up in my throat, but I quickly push it down. This is what the fresh start is all about, exploration. We continue dancing, never changing positions. I sink into the body behind me, and it is a firm, strong place to rest. I reach up my right arm and place my hand on the back of a sweaty neck. A mouth comes near to my ear as I pull on my dance partner. I love the way you move, he whispers in my ear. For a moment, it occurs to me that this voice is familiar. Before I focus in on the familiarity too much, I take a huge gulp of my beer and set it to the bottle on a nearby table. Turning around, I chance to look at the mystery dance partner and I'm floored. I start blinking rapidly as if something is wrong with my vision. I'm hallucinating. I've had way too much to drink. It can't be. He can't be here. Not now, no. I shake my head and back away from him, bumping into tables and knocking over drinks. I push through the crowd to get to the door. I burst out onto the street and breathe in a huge rush of cold air, so cold that I get chills. This is not happening, I scream into the night. It is happening. Come back inside. I spin and see him clearly under the streetlight. Hey, come back in, please, or we can go somewhere else. We need to talk.